certified public accountant is what we call the CA of US. So for most people who are watching this video, I'm assuming you all know what chartered accounting is. And if either you're already a CA or you want to earn an international qualification which is equivalent to CA, right? Most of the times when we think of international, we think of US, right? So US CA is what we call US CPA. CPA also refers to a lot of other chartered accounting bodies across the world. There is CPA Australia, there's CPA Singapore, there's even CPA Canada. But what we're going to talk about in this video is the US CPA. Let me just give you all a quick gist. Okay. In India, the CA body is called ICAI, Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, which holds the exams for the CA qualification. Similarly, in the US, there is something called AICPA, the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants, which holds the CPA exam. In fact, I remember, if any of y'all have watched Shawshank Redemption, the main protagonist, he's considered a US CPA. And if in the beginning, in fact, he actually has a dialogue where he explains that he's a CPA and how he can help these guys make sure that their finances are in place. In the last, I think, 2 years specifically, CPA in India has exploded because till recently, to give the CPA exam, you had to go either to US or to Dubai, give the exams, and hopefully you clear in the first attempt so you can come back after you've given the exam once. But in the pandemic in 2021, if I'm not, or 2020 end, okay, I don't remember, 2020 or 2021, the CPA body started to host exams in India. And that's when every single individual who either wanted to study CPA or was already a chartered accountant and wanted an international qualification, or whose companies were promoting them to study CPA, they all started taking up CPA, and many other candidates who could not complete CA. So that's when CPA has really picked up in India. The scope of CPA, companies which are hiring for CPA in India and of course abroad, have also, overseas has always been a large number, but in India again it's increased. Are you eligible for CPA? So CPA eligibility is actually the most complicated eligibility I've seen in the history of all the qualifications I've ever come across. But I'll keep it simple for you guys. As long as from India you're a graduate, right? You've studied your bachelor's degree and you're open to studying a master's degree, that's it. So as long as you've completed your bachelor's, you're eligible for CPA, and you should be open-minded enough to take up masters. That's all you need to know for appearing for your CPA. Next is the academic structure. So CPA has 4 exams. First is your FAR, Financial Accounting and Reporting. Second is your auditing exam. Third is something called REG, Regulation, which basically comprises of law and tax as the primary subjects. And fourth is something called BEC, Business, Environment and Concepts. This comprises of a little bit of financial management, a little bit of management accounting, and also it gives you a gist of how the business world works from the point of view of an accountant. Second is how long, what is the duration that somebody sort of takes to complete the CPA exam. On an average, we've seen people taking anywhere from 6 to 12 months to completing CPA. Of course, you can, if you're really, really into it, you can even finish it in lesser than 6 months, or you can take longer than 12. But this is the decent average that we've seen. Next is the exam window. When in the year can you actually appear for these exams? Answer is you can give them throughout the year. There are on-demand exams. You basically have centers. If I talk about India, you have centers I think in 8 different metros, including obviously Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, etc. And I think except for weekends, you can give the exam anytime across the year. Next comes the passing rate. How many people out of 10 in a class actually end up clearing the exam? Globally, across all the 4 exams, we've seen that 5 out of 10 people clear the exams on average. At Zell, we have a passing rate of around 75% for all our qualifications. So which means for us, between 7 to 8 people out of 10 land up clearing CPA. Next is the passing mark, meaning how much do you have to score per exam on 100 to clear the exam? Answer is 75%. 75 and 100, you land up clearing CPA, each individual exam comfortably. Lastly is the paper pattern. Paper pattern for CPA, from all the 4 papers, first of all, 3 of them, except for BC, 3 of them are 50% multiple choice questions or objective. 50% a task-based simulation, which means they give you a mini case study, and then that's further broken into multiple questions, which are again MCQ based. So technically, the entire 100% of the paper is MCQ based, but the way they ask questions is different. And finally, in BEC, 85% is of what I just explained, and only 15% is where you have written communication. All are computer-based exams, just for you guys to remember that. Next comes the scope. So I know when I used to work at PwC, I had a lot of not lots. I remember two of my friends, two of my colleagues, landed up. They're both chartered accountants, and they both landed up completing CPA back then. They had gone to the US and completed it. Why? Because they were already working as CAs in India. Today, both of them, the first person, she is now working in Dubai, and one of the primary reasons is because not only a CA and her experience at PwC, but the CPA qualification helped her get to Dubai. The second guy is working currently in Germany, and of course, once again, in his journey, CPA as a qualification has helped tremendously. So if I talk about India, for you guys, first of all, the kind of companies that hire CPAs are the big four, right? PwC, EY, KPMG and Deloitte, Grant Thornton, BDO are the other companies, and a lot of American companies which are based out of India. All of them, Apple, Amazon, etc. These companies, there are companies like Capgemini. I know Maersk, which is a shipping company, which we train a lot of their employees. They also hire CPAs. On a lot of these job portals, I've seen CPA sort of openings are available across from freshers to experienced people. So these are the kind of companies that CPAs work in. When it comes to the salary package, if you have studied just your bachelor's and maybe master's and then completed CPA, you don't have anything else, you have almost zero experience, then on completion of CPA, you can earn anywhere between 6 to 8 lakhs, essentially what a chartered accountant earns. However, most people in India land up completing CPA either after CA or have some years of experience in the bag, and that's why most CPAs can even earn about 10 lakhs a year as soon as they complete a CPA qualification. If you go overseas, right, if you go to the US and you want to practice over there, the earning potential becomes absolutely unlimited. If you don't know which country you want to go to, then depending on what place you land up going, what's the economic situation over there, what kind of company you get hired in, what is your experience over here, all of that combined will define the pay package that you get as a CPA. So also guys, when you are completing the CPA exams, after you're done or before you're done actually for that matter, as long as you have 1 year of relevant work experience, that is going to be crucial for you to at least apply for what we call a CPA license. It's essentially, if you understand ACCA, when you complete all the papers, you become an affiliate, but when you complete your work experience, you become a member. Even in CA, you can't become a CA without completing your 3 years of articleship. Similarly, CPA requires you to demonstrate that your knowledge can be applied through 1 year of relevant work experience. Lastly, coming to the fee structure. So for most of you guys, just remember, because you can now give the exams in India, there is a massive advantage. You can complete the entire CPA qualification in around 3.5 lakhs. And this 3.5 lakhs includes the one-time, there's an evaluation fee, there is an international testing fee, there are examination fees, there is the study material, because for CPA you need to purchase, most of the time, right, you need to purchase the study material from global publishers. There is one called Becker, there is one called Wiley, and then there are multiple other ones. There is one called Hawks, there is one called Gleim. The study material has to be purchased, and of course there is training fees. These components basically will come between 3 to 3.5 lakhs. And beyond that, if you want to apply for a license, it'll probably go up to a total of around 4 lakhs. So you can complete CPA within 4 lakhs, which has all the fees included, and the total duration of this should be around approximately 1 year. So I feel that a lot of people will land up thinking that, okay, I want to study something in the world of finance, but for whatever reason I've said no to CA. If you're eligible, CPA is an amazing option. We have a lot of people who land up doing ACCA, CMA, CPA in any form of permutation combination, and most of them are getting equivalent kind of career trajectories that we've seen. Companies are hiring these kind of qualifications at a similar level, and I hope that if you guys need any help, we'll be able to help you all from solving your just doubts on these qualifications to actually getting you guys through the process of the whole registration and the administration process, the entire training process, and hopefully even helping you guys get placed. So if there's anything that I've missed out, then please leave it in the comments. And if there's any other video y'all would like us to make, then let us know for that as well. Thank you.